So, this video is a bit different from my norm, but I got a WoW theory that honestly may end up sounding awfully familiar at the end to another great gaming series that exists. WoW has had a major problem with its writing over the last two expansions. It's slow due to its pacing, has had a shallow plot, and seldom explains anything clearly with too many
"You shall see, the real big bad is coming"
type of resolutions, if you could even call it that. Dragonflight gives me some hope for its future as a more high fantasy storyline, with characters we know that we are building upon, but I want to see more new characters come into their own. I'm also tired of the books, to which I own every single one of up until BFA. I want to experience the books in the game as part of the narrative that we can play out or watch. Speaking of which, while editing this video, 9.2.5 came out and has given us a few cinematics that would have normally been in the books, and I am so grateful for them adding this. Now, on to the theory. What if all the major magic systems in the WoW universe left a token pillar of their essence on Azeroth? An anchor, so to speak. The definition of anchor being a person or thing that can be relied on for support, stability, or security. Let's start off with the Death Anchor and Shadowlands, which, with a dimensional tear being ripped open forcefully and Icecrown Citadel being connecting point for Torghast, Zovaal had at least a half-decent cutscene at the end where the Soulforge and ICC turned on and siphoned magic to Torghast, not the Sepulchre, which was a massive disconnect, but showed potential for something interesting. The purpose of that cutscene was to point out siphoning Azeroth's essence from one end, but why not the other way around? What if we could empower Azeroth with magic from the Shadowlands and infuse it with death magic? ICC could be the Death Anchor that, in the future, could play an important role beyond what seemed like Zovaal's poor planning, but the hidden mastermind, the Primus, concocted long ago due to Zovaal's dire warnings before being locked away. Next up, the Life Anchor. Life magic is everywhere and abundant on Azeroth, but it hasn't had much of a pivotal role in the story recently. One of the things that occurred way back in Warcraft 3 was Archimonde the Tree Hugger trying to siphon the World Tree. I think the World Tree is life's anchor point on Azeroth. There is always at least one, and there have been a few attempts at more, but never really succeeded and are destroyed. Yogg-Saron destroyed the one in Northrend, Sylvanas the one off of Darkshore, but the one in Mount Hyjal is very much alive, though damaged and weakened. But that tree used to grant the Night Elves immortality. But it's not just an important relic that has been slowly healing for decades now. The power of immortality was given by 4 of the 5 aspects. And immortality is a form of permanent life, where the Night Elves fostered and cared for living beings for thousands of years on Kalimdor. Their trees and connection to nature is evident wherever you look. Life's effort to change Azeroth is just perceived as good, but it is prevalent. The World Tree is the Life Anchor, just like how Icecrown Citadel is the Death Anchor. The next anchor, Chaos. Fel magic is the next anchor to focus on, and while much of the world has been corrupted at one point or another, nothing stands out more than Sargeras' sword in Silithus.
Wait, what? What sword?
Okay. All right. I get it. I see. That's pretty much exactly what I would expect.
Yeah, that sword. The sword is massive, and while it dealt a world-changing blow and was surely supposed to be used to destroy Azeroth, it is now just a beacon of our survival and tenacity. Fel magic, though, is addictive, corrupting, and powerful. It also uses souls, or anima, as a means to power its capabilities, and that sword could be the anchor for Fel to siphon the soul of Azeroth from it, or pump energy into it. Upon it being embedded, we sacrificed our incredibly powerful weapons to quell its destructive properties, though it sowed chaos all throughout the world anyways by having Azerite spew forth. We only focused on BFA zones for Azerite, but there is no way other places didn't experience it. But seriously, why didn't we have global world quests to chase down the largest hotspots? Next, the Order Anchor, or Arcane Magic. Frankly, this one is the hardest to pinpoint a direct location. I thought the Nexus in Northrend, which the Blue Dragon defend, would be a good choice for this, but the Titans built dozens, if not hundreds of structures all over Azeroth that could be considered more precise. The Nexus is just the location where the planet's ley lines converge the most, right alongside Karazhan as a point of power. The Titans created points of interest that all have unique purposes, but what if they made an anchor point for our Order and its plane of existence to become inundated with Azeroth? I'm not sure which location would be the best inherently, so for now I'm going to say the location of the Order Anchor to be Karazhan, strictly due to its placement. With, so far, 4 anchors in Azeroth, Light and Void are the next 2 needed. But I think the Void has multiple anchor points already through their servants, the Old Gods. In Zoth, Cthulhu, Yogg-Saron, and Y'Shaarj are all anchors, whether alive or dead, which push their influence onto Azeroth forcefully, as they don't know where the end times will truly come about. So they infuse the planet with as much as they can, slowly corrupting it. Since they fill the area, they exist with their magics in a very similar manner to every other anchor point covered, corrupting denizens and influencing the land as seen in the Vale of Eternal Blossoms, Dragonblight, and Uldum. These anchors follow the very essence of what it means to be voidbound, insane and random. They were flung into the universe by the millions, if not billions, and stuck to whatever world they could find in the hopes of finding the thing that holds the cosmos together. The thing all the other major players in the cosmology chart want. And finally, there is the Light. The Light doesn't seem to have a major obvious pillar, but what they do have so far is the Exodar and the Sunwell. The Exodar is a gift from the Naaru, who bestowed it and the rest of the Tempest Keep to Velen when they were fleeing from Argus. Time and time again, the Draenei fled planets they doomed with their very existence as the Legion trailed behind them, and seemingly never crashing their ships once, until it landed on Azeroth in an emergency landing escaping from Draenor. The Naaru are also the opposite of the Void. They see one future and rush headfirst into it, almost with reckless abandon for those that get in the way, save for the special few who guide the Light. The planets destroyed by the Legion as Velen fled? Irrelevant. So long as the Light prevails, they will take any measure and do anything to guarantee success. They also nearly forced Illidan to become some prophesized chosen one. The Light has one other anchor potential though. Through the results of Emuru, the players, and both the Draenei and Blood Elves, the Sunwell. rekindled with light magic and creating a plethora of new followers of the light in the process. Though with Dragonflight, however, the Beacon of Tyr could also potentially be a setup for a more direct light anchor. Though it's just based on the look of it and its magic alone from the video, so who's to say? So what's the point of all the anchors? To me, it's a means of having all kinds of magic influence Azeroth into a being that uses all of their powers. Or, it means that those powers could influence Azeroth and turn her into one that fights for them. But if all the anchors were activated at the same time, they could pour their magic from their dimensions into one being, and thus create the ultimate entity that could face off against anything within the 6 planes of magic, reality, and beyond. Despite me making this theory, I personally do not want to achieve anything near this level of cosmic scale. It just feels to me where the story is going. But that is the end of the overall theory. So what game is this similar to? The Elder Scrolls. Within the Elder Scrolls series is a system of towers that all have to deal with the creation of Mundus, where reality exists for mortals and Oblivion gates in other realms connect to. There are 8 towers in total so far that the Psijic Order, whom are a neutral collection of hyper-intelligent wizards, have taken note of, and are each able to be destroyed in some way, shape, or form. They are Adamantia, the first tower made even before the elves. The Crystal Tower in Somerset Isle. The White Gold Tower, located at the heart of the Empire in Cyrodiil. The Orichalc Tower was in Yakuta, which sank into the sea. The Walk Brass, or Brass Tower, is the Numidium, created by the dwarves and powered by the heart of a god. The Green Sap, which is a network of trees which could be controlled. The Throat of the World, or Snow Tower, in Skyrim. And Doomcrag, which helped bring a barren wasteland to its full potential and grew plants and cured those around it. The theory for the Elder Scrolls is that the High Elves seek the destruction of all the towers, to collapse the cosmos and be reunited with the Aedra above, as they were forced to be on Mundus thanks to the deceiver god Lorcan. Where I first heard this theory shall be linked in the box above and put down below in the description. The story of WoW and the Elder Scrolls both have anchors or towers which unite powers of existence together in some way, shape, or form. And I believe the WoW writing team is trying to do something similar, but they have a massive problem that the Elder Scrolls and WoW share in common. It's a story that is told too slowly. The Elder Scrolls V came out over 11 years ago now. With no new game within the series save for Elder Scrolls Online, but that era takes place 1,000 years before the events in Skyrim with Alduin. But for both games, what has been said in this video are all just theories, and I hope you at least found both of them to be entertaining to consider. I for one just missed the days where WoW felt like a tabletop RPG, where you fought off bandits, of which World of Warcraft has literally 0 bandits aside from the Defias, and where a nobody who just did a good deed and grabbed a bear ass or 12 had fun with friends just for the sake of having fun. This will likely be a one-off video for my channel, but it's something that I've been thinking about for a while now. But if you like tabletop RPG content, subscribe and check out my other videos, as that is what I typically focus on. But hopefully, Dragonflight takes a hold as a return to amazing WoW content, especially with Talent Trees returning and Guild Wars 2 flying. But till it drops, I'll just be hopeful. And I really hope Blizzard gets their shit together soon, especially after Diablo Immortal. Thanks for watching.